The U.S. seized two Russian oil tankers in Atlantic. Look at the video.
Hello, good afternoon. The US has seized a Venezuelan-linked oil tanker in the Atlantic after pursuing it for more than 2 weeks. In the past few minutes, the United States European Command has confirmed the capture, saying that the vessel had violated US sanctions. The move threatens to stoke tensions with Moscow amid reports that the vessel has a Russian flag painted on its hull. It's also understood that a Russian submarine has been escorting it. The tanker changed its name from Bella One to Marinera last month, slipped through a US maritime blockade of sanctioned tankers, and then rebuffed US Coast Guard's efforts to board it off Venezuela in December. It's currently in the North Atlantic Ocean, around 200 kilometres south of Iceland. Our US correspondent David Blevins is in Washington for us. So a success for the American Coast Guard here and the Department of Homeland Security who've been involved in this, David. But it's given them quite the runaround, hasn't it, this vessel?
Yes, this has been a developing story, not just for the last few hours, but for the last few days, even weeks, Jane. But the picture has become clearer in the last few minutes, with confirmation coming from the US European Command in a post online. This is what they say. The Justice Department and Department of Homeland Security, in coordination with the Department of War, today announced the seizure of the MV Bella One for violations of US sanctions. The vessel was seized in the North Atlantic, they say, pursuant to a warrant issued by a US federal court and after being tracked by US CGC Monroe. So we've learned a number of things, that this military operation involved 3 departments of government: Justice, Homeland Security and the self-styled Department of War, that they had obtained a warrant from a federal court, that this vessel, the MV Bella One, had been tracked by another vessel, the Monroe, for some time. That Monroe vessel is a Coast Guard boat that has been heavily involved in stopping the movement of drug traffickers in recent months. And they say that the warrant was for a violation of sanctions. Now, that all does make sense, because the Bella One was sanctioned by the United States back in 2024 for operating as part of a shadow fleet of tankers alleged to be transporting illegal oil. Now, it had been on its way to Venezuela last month when it suddenly did a U-turn, probably because the US had already seized 2 other tankers, the Skipper and Centuries, and since then the United States has been in pursuit of it.
So after the US went to seize the 2 Russian oil tanks of oil that belongs to Russia, now the US Department now come and make a speech saying that barrel oil is to be sold for $30 and $50 million. That if anybody is interested of buying, it should come and buy. That the money they are going to make from this barrel oil, that they are going to use it for the citizen of Venezuela and for the citizen of the United States of America. That any money they make, there's nobody that will collect any dime from that money. That money is going to be correct. They are going to use it properly. Take a look at the video.
We are in the midst right now and in fact about to execute on a deal to take all the oil. They have oil that is stuck in Venezuela. They can't move it because of our quarantine and because it's sanctioned. We are going to take between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil. We're going to sell it in the marketplace at market rates, not at the discounts Venezuela was getting. That money will then be handled in such a way that we will control how it is dispersed in a way that benefits the Venezuelan people, not corruption, not the regime. So we have a lot of leverage to move on the stabilization front.
When all these things were going on, the Chinese president now asked the US to release Venezuela president immediately, because it's because of the Venezuela president that the US president Castro that be in their custody. That is why the US now started manipulating, started collecting the Venezuela oil. Take a look at the video.
Breaking news, the world is now on high alert. China has officially sent warships to defend Venezuelan. Operation Argentine media called the most dangerous rescue of the modern era. This is no ordinary mission. A fleet of state-of-the-art destroyers and frigates is cutting through the Atlantic, heading straight for the Caribbean. Their orders are crystal clear: secure Venezuela's maritime space and make sure Washington knows China is ready to stand its ground. The U.S. reacted within hours. Nuclear aircraft carriers and attack submarines are already moving into the same waters. The Pentagon made it clear no foreign power will be allowed to carve out a military corridor in the Western Hemisphere. In Caracas, President Nicolás struck a defiant tone. He welcomed Chinese support and declared to his people, Venezuela does not kneel before Trump and it will never kneel before anyone. His words electrified the streets while fueling even more tension in Washington. Experts warn that such a massive deployment from both sides has not been seen in decades. The scale alone could ignite the largest naval confrontation since the Cold War, one that risks drawing in nations far beyond Latin America. The world is now holding its breath.
Sister, in all this thing that is happening, I think that somebody should call this US president in order, because all this thing that is doing can cause problem all over the world. Because just look at what he just did now. The oil that belonged to Russia, he went to go and take it. And now change the name. They said there was one name they put before. US now went to go and change the name and start calling it their own name. Dear brothers and sisters, what did you think about this video? Anything you think, do not forget to leave it in the comment below. And not forget to give me a thumbs up. And not forget to share this video. Give your friends and family. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. As you do that, thank you and God bless you. And I will see you in my next video.